Well, it's snowing. We're finally getting some winter weather, and we're expecting to have 2 to 5 inches of snow. I've been putting off changing the tires on my truck till now. We have to go somewhere tomorrow, so I figure it's a good time to do so. And I'm switching from kind of my regular tires, street tires, like multi-purpose mud tires, to actual snow and ice tires. We live out in the middle of nowhere here on the homestead, and our roads don't get graded very good. So it's important to have good traction when you drive. It helps a lot. Here's the snow tires I have for my truck. Our old minivan back there, we upgraded to a new one, but we kept that one because it wasn't really worth all that much, but we had snow tires for it. So we keep it around in case our main minivan breaks down, or in case it snows or ices, because we have snow tires on it and it gets around so much better than the other one does. So the white van is what they use if it's snowy or icy or slick and they need to go to school. They take that one instead of taking our newer one. Especially living out here, it's kind of like when you get a big snow and you go to town and everything's already cleared, everything's normal, they've been operating for a couple days normal, and then you come back home and it's almost like you entered Narnia and everything is still winter and icy and snowy the closer you get to our house. This one here is one of my summer tires that I've already taken off, and it's kind of multi-purpose, but a little bit more on the mud side to give me better traction off-road. This is the winter tire. This rubber, if you could feel it, it's a much softer rubber even in the cold, and that helps it get much more traction on it. It's got all these little lines in here to help grip a hold of ice and stuff. You could put studs in this. It's got holes for it. I never do, and from what I've read, it's not really worth it. They tend to break off, they don't last, they tear your tires up faster, and they don't really do all that much more. This one over here is a lot harder rubber. It's a lot more solid and slick. It's got good tread and everything, and it grips fairly well, but on the ice and snow, it grips so much better. The downside to these is that these, since they're much softer, they wear out a lot faster. So they're good in the winter, but especially in the summer's heat, you got to change them out or they will wear out really fast. We picked up this idea from when we were in Norway. It's very common for them to keep 2 sets of tires for their vehicles and switch every winter and spring, just because they have so much snow and ice, and it makes sense. So we were like, hey, why don't we do that? So I went to the scrap yard where they sell used car parts, and I bought 4 old, pretty cheap F-150 tires, I mean wheels, not tires, so that I could just mount these snow tires onto them. I don't really care what they look like as long as they're functional, and just leave them on there so I can swap back and forth without changing tires from the wheel. I've had these a couple years now. I think I paid something like $115 a piece. They're definitely more than that. Tires have seen a lot of inflation, but it's still, they're not that much more than regular tires, and often the same or cheaper. So you just got to look around and see what you can find. I've already put 3 of the tires on, so I've just got this last one to put on, and then I'll take it for a little test drive on the snow. Okay, time for a test drive. I can tell a big difference from when I have snow tires and don't have snow tires on and have to drive on slick surfaces. The snow tires just get so much better grip. You don't start drifting as much, you don't spin as much. You still can spin out, you still can go in the ditch, but it gives you that little edge. Right now, it's more mud than snow and ice, but by morning it's supposed to be 18, really windy. Everything's going to be frozen solid, and it'll be a whole lot slicker. A four-wheel drive vehicle would make a big difference. I only have a two-wheel drive truck. Four-wheel drive costs quite a bit more maintenance and costs quite a bit more up front, so I make do with this one. And the snow tires just seem to give me that little bit of extra edge to make it. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.